Welcome.
Hi guys, welcome back. So they dropped the last 2 episodes of Hazbin Hotel Season 2, and yeah, we have so much to talk about. Like, grab a snack, grab a blanket, grab your emotional support shark, Shockwave, because we are diving right into this. Episode 7 starts with Lucifer falling face first right into Vox's trap. I absolutely love Lucifer, I really do. But the man walked right into a giant spooky blue warehouse covered in Vox Tech logos like it was a Walgreens. Did he really think Charlie was just waiting for him there? The man is the literal king of hell, but has the decision-making skills of a Looney Tunes character who just follows signs that say free pie. Honestly, the show is just every cartoon I love duct taped together, and I'm obsessed. Vox trying to impress Lucifer is so painfully pathetic, I almost felt bad. Almost. What kills me is he'd probably succeed at half the stuff he wants if he wasn't so busy comparing himself to Alastor like it's his Instagram highlight reel. After Vox's humiliation, we see his office is in the basement of V Tower. He is literally a basement dweller, canon confirmed, I scream. He's the head of the V's and he's locked in the basement. Valentino and Velvette couldn't stand him, so they put him down there. They definitely hated him from before. The Brighter song? I loved it. And I need everyone who told me Vox isn't as bad as Alastor because he's not a serial killer to come to the front and apologize. Yes, he so is. He definitely has a kill count. Also, his human form, amazing. His official backstory, I absolutely loved it. Also, the way he died had me in knots. How did they think it was a good idea to hook up a bunch of TVs in an aquarium? And then, I'm sorry, tell me that blonde journalist in the flashback wasn't Katie Killjoy. Let me know what you think, because I'm nosy. Then, poor Charlie, worried because she can't reach her dad. I'm sorry, I feel like there are some people out there that completely forgot this scene. I mean, she sent him a million ducks. And when Vox showed his weapon, the might of Lilith, the only thing it reminded me of was Sir Pinchas's cannon from season 1. I always wondered how Sir Pinchas paid Carmine for the supplies, and I'm guessing he paid with his weapon schematics. What do you think? Also, when Vox fires his weapon at Heaven and St. Peter is just spinning in the air terrified like an angelic fidget spinner, I died laughing. Talk about comedy gold. And I absolutely loved when Vox was thrilled while Velvette and Valentino looked like they just found out they lost their credit card. Vox threatens Heaven with a 24-hour deadline, and Sarah basically has a panic attack. Meanwhile, Lute is glowing like she just won the vacation package on The Price is Right, while Charlie seemingly sees Sarah freaking out and her brain just goes, yeah, I could go for a panic attack right about now. Thankfully, Vaggie snaps everyone at the hotel back to reality because let's be honest, she is definitely the emotional support girlfriend holding this entire world together. Meanwhile, back in Heaven, Sarah is spiraling while Abel, Lute, and Emily all talk over each other. It's like a chaotic family reunion, and only Sir Pinchas seems to notice that Sarah is struggling. This man has been in Heaven for less than 5 minutes and already has better emotional intelligence than the entire angel population. Sarah snaps at him, but he holds his ground, and then she apologizes through one of the best songs in the show, and Pinchas telling her that people are just scared. I gasp. If you want me to do a video ranking all of the songs from season 2, just let me know. Then it dives back down to Vox admiring his own handiwork until Velvette calls, mad at him for not warning her they were going to break down the gates of Heaven. He brushes her off and he demands that she throw him a party so he can bask in his own glory. She corrects it to their moment and Vox basically shrugs her off. Then Alastor shows up just to bully Vox because that is his cardio this season, and he manages to manipulate Vox into inviting Charlie. Meanwhile, Sarah wants to try peace first, which I absolutely love because she's actually learning to be accountable this season. Back at the hotel, Charlie tries calling her mom and gets Vox instead. Talk about rude, but he invites her to his party. Then Emily shows up and they come up with a plan to take down the V's. Baxter told them that he would help because they folded his blanket just how he liked, so he assumed that made them best friends. He's talking about Vaggie. Vaggie in his mind is his best friend, so he's doing it for her and also definitely nifty. Vaggie folding his blanket was probably the first nice thing anyone had done for him, so of course he likes her. Baxter and Sir Pinch's teaming up for the broadcast? Chef's kiss. Literally brilliant. Meanwhile, Vox is spiraling into full-on delusion, thinking he's about to become God, and wants to ditch Val and Velvette like their old phone chargers. Valentino's Disney princess moment honestly caught me off guard. Like, I kind of felt bad. The man is in love and Vox treats him like he's a broken Roomba. I'm fully convinced Val will get redeemed one day, but it'll take time because this guy is not exactly the brightest crown in the box. But Velvette cutting off Val and saying it like it is, I died laughing. And then direct cut to Lucifer trapped, and the only thing he's worried about is Charlie being mad at him. I swear, Lucifer is definitely one of the best characters. Then the part with Lute and Abel. Lute is kinda badass here, but I can't wait to see her full villain arc. It's gonna be great. But I was really surprised by Sarah's part, mainly because she had visions of what would happen, so she knew, but she still chose to do the extermination. Now, I know she deserves a second chance to make it right, but still. Then we go into the final episode, episode 8, where Vaggie and Charlie lay out the plan to defeat Vox and the Beast. I thought it was so cute how Vaggie tells Nifty to guard Baxter with her life, and she's like, I can definitely do that. I swear, I love Nifty so much. Charlie and Vaggie's party outfits. Listen, I love the hair, the outfits, bad choices were made. Meanwhile, Vox looks like he walked straight out of the Matrix, and I mean that as a genuine compliment. I love his look. Also, for those who missed it, yes, Charlie was worried about Alastor. Yes, she ran to help him. Vox shoved her out of the way. Our girl is overwhelmed. Let her breathe. Camilla refusing to help Vaggie really surprised me, but Shockwave, being a good little guard shark, made my heart melt. He's just protecting his weird little family. I need him to be in every season, and nothing bad should happen to this cutie. Baxter hacking Vox was great, but Charlie's presentation was equally as hilarious, especially the bit in the beginning where she forgot to delete the subtitle. As someone who edits video, I thought that was extremely funny. Then Vaggie finding out that Vox's cannon is powered by Lucifer. I'm not sorry, that interaction was absolutely hilarious. I saw a theory that they think that Lucifer has face blindness because he didn't recognize Vaggie right away. And I kinda like this idea, though it hasn't been confirmed, so we'll have to wait and see. I loved when Vox tries to interrupt Charlie, and Baxter just puts him on mute. That had me absolutely dying laughing. Then when Velvette stops Baxter and Nifty from streaming, she says that a little shark told her about them. I know he's on the wrong side, but I absolutely love Shockwave. He's so freaking cute. He deserves all of the snacks. Then Nifty tells Velvette what everyone has been thinking since we saw Velvette in this outfit, that she's super pretty, only to tell her that she won't be for long. I love Nifty. She's the best little gremlin in the show. Charlie tries to connect with Sir Pinch's in heaven, but it doesn't work right away. So Vox works on raising his volume, and then we flash to Cherry and Husk trying to wake up Angel. It breaks my heart that Angel fought them. Then back to the fight with Nifty and Velvette. I absolutely love this sequence, and I loved how she tells Velvette that Vaggie told her to protect Baxter, so she will, and then just proceeds to completely destroy her. And I absolutely love the fight sequence between Husk and Valentino. That was top tier. I don't care what anyone says. Also, I love Husk's abilities. His magician magic is amazing. Then it shoots back to Charlie, Emily, and Vox. Vox ties Emily to a chair and starts to belittle Charlie and demands that she say that he's the best. She doesn't want to, but Alastor pushes because that's the deal they made last season, that she would do one favor for him at a time of his choosing where she wouldn't harm anyone. I've seen people say that he might be able to get more favors out of Charlie, but the deal was clear. It was for one, and he's used it up. I was definitely impressed at how quickly Alastor managed to solve 3 deals in a matter of like minutes. I'm a bit disappointed that it didn't take him longer to solve the deal he made with Rosie, but that's how the cookie crumbles. Then it was great seeing how Alastor just completely tears Vox apart, calling him dumb and predictable because yeah, he totally is. And the Alastor and Vox fight was amazing. I love how Alastor fights. He basically just taunts his opponent into submission, and when they are overwhelmed, he attacks. It kind of reminds me of how Spider-Man fights. Then it goes back to Cherry and Husk fighting Valentino. Cherry and Husk manage to get the slip on Val, but he calls on Angel to save him. So yeah, Angel wasn't being brainwashed by Vox here, but he was being controlled by Val through his soul contract. It's that deal that let Val force Angel to attack Cherry, and when Husk ran out of options, he hit Angel, because he had no idea how to snap him out of it. But the second he realizes what's happening, he freaks out and stops immediately. I felt so bad for him here. And Husk taking down Valentino was simply perfection. Back at the Alastor Vox fight, Vox is basically getting his butt handed to him, but he calls Shockwave. I absolutely loved how when Shockwave sees Vox hurt, he recognizes him as his daddy. That's so cute. I'm sorry, Shockwave is the best animal sidekick, but Alastor's reaction to him was absolutely hilarious, and Vox was so happy to see him. But well, if I had a cute pet shark, I'd be happy to see it too. But I was not expecting Vox to speedrun destroying his reputation, with his cannon vaporizing more sinners than the Exorcist took out in years, all because he was gunning for Alastor. I loved how Charlie was kind of in shock, but Emily immediately leaps into action, telling her that they have to save the more people possible, and they instantly get on it. Also, all the people bad-mouthing Charlie's shield need to leave it alone. When she has it, she's actively using it. Plus, whenever I see her shield, it kinda reminds me of Captain America. Anyone else? Meanwhile, Vaggie is trying desperately to break the weapon and free Lucifer, when suddenly Camilla notices. However, it promptly cuts back to Nifty, Baxter, and Velvette, who are in the middle of their fight. I love the double team between Baxter and Nifty to take out Velvette, and when she gets thrown out the window and just breaks into pieces, that was so cool. I especially love that when they destroyed her hair, we see that Velvette's head is like a doll's, with hair holes and everything. Though I do wonder whose job is it to reroute her. Regardless, as a doll lover, I love this extra layer to Velvette. But I made an audible gasp when the cannon blew a hole into the building and just took out the servers and Baxter's laptop. But despite everything, our boy Sir Pinches managed to make the broadcast possible. Meanwhile, Velvette manages to pull herself together and cut down Valentino. She's rightfully annoyed that Vox has lost it. Then back to Vaggie. While she tries to destroy the cannon, Camilla comes and decides to help her, and they just gut Vox's machine. When Vox snaps out of it briefly and notices the crowd turning on him, Sinner's straight up booing him, it only fuels his rage and makes him double down on attacking Alastor. Meanwhile, Emily keeps working with Charlie to save demons, and Alastor is actually holding his own against Shockwave and Vox, until Vox points that cannon at him and fires. And let's be real, if Charlie hadn't shouted for Emily, Alastor would have been fried. Honestly, I think Emily saving Alastor, risking herself, losing her wing, might eventually crack open Alastor's worldview a bit. I think he might finally start realizing that not everyone wants something in return, and not everyone is trying to use him. But I think that realization is going to take time. What do you think? Sarah orders Abel and Lute to get Emily out of there. Meanwhile, Vox, feeling that he's close to godhood, aims the cannon right at Emily, Charlie, and Alastor. He wants to get rid of them all, but Camilla tells him the cannon will overload and wipe out half the city. Vox loses the little sanity he had left and tells her that he doesn't care so long as he wipes the smile off of Alastor's face. But the tear running down his face says something else. He doesn't want to die, but he's so lost, he just cares about one-upping Alastor, falling once again in his sin of envy. I really want to see how Vox will eventually be redeemed. I can't wait to see it. Then Velvette and Valentino take out Vox in one fell swoop. Velvette kicks him off his pedestal, and Valentino finally grows a backbone and tells Vox that he's not going to kill them for Alastor, and tries to get him to snap back to reality. But Vox is so deluded that he thinks he's reached godhood. Valentino, who's had enough, rips his head clean off his body, grabs Velvette, and says that they are gonna go. only to realize that his wing is burned and tattered. Unfortunately, the cannon starts to overload, and Charlie wants to try to clear the people. But Camilla tells her that there's no time. That's when Emily starts to use her magic and her voice to try to keep the weapon contained. Charlie joins in, Husk joins in, then Nifty. I'm sorry, but I'm thinking that Husk and Nifty are going to be the next ones to be redeemed. They were the first overlords to step forward, and both have been selfless and shown enormous growth since last season. What do you think? I was really surprised that Lute came to try and stop them, but luckily Abel grew a backbone and finally told her to stand down. And yeah, I don't care what anyone says, Abel did it exactly right. So much so that Lute literally saw a glimpse of Adam in him. Just when it looks like all hope is gone, Camilla and Zestiel step in, followed by the rest of the overlords. All of them show up. That is, except Alastor, who's hiding off on the side, until Rosie suddenly pops up. She tells him that he should help, but since he's a deal maker, he's like, well, pay me. Which, to be honest, makes sense for his character. And now it seems he and Rosie have a new deal. I wonder what the deal is exactly, because she fixed his staff. I'm guessing the deal was that if she fixed his staff, he would protect Charlie in the hotel. But I do wonder why Rosie seems to care so much about Charlie, even though they have barely interacted. But I was surprised when Velvette and Valentino went to help, more when it seemed to be working with the other overlords. But it was cool. Despite what people say, I really want to see at least one of the V's get redeemed. Finally, Hell gets to see the great and redeemed Sir Pinchas. But when Cherry sees him, she tears him apart. But I know it's all because they care about each other. Then the moment of Nifty hugging Baxter, they are so cute. Then when Sarah comes and sees Emily's wing, she just hugs her. But I died laughing seeing Shockwave try to enter V-Tower, and Vox trying to spin it like, oh, I'm so crazy, you know me, I just almost killed us all for nothing. But it's not a big deal. But luckily, Val is having none of it. I've never been so extremely happy, only to be suddenly crushed, as when Angel decided to go back to Val. And poor Husk, he was just destroyed. I flat out cried for Husk when he asked Angel not to go. Then it switches back to the hotel. Charlie tries to call her mom, telling her about the hotel and to ignore her previous messages. But everything seems to be going well. Then Vaggie changes her name to Vaggie, cutting off the last letter of her previous name. Gee, I wonder who that reminds me of, Blitz. And we already know there's a crossover in the works. I feel like Vaggie and Blitz would get along. Who agrees with me? Anywho, Vaggie gets put as the hotel manager and Alastor is back at the hotel. Well, we find out that the V's managed to spin the story that Valentino had saved the city and that it seems that he's in charge now, and they might change the name of Vox Tech. I love that. So not only did Vox lose his mind, lose Alastor, lose his body, lose his popularity, and now he's going to lose his company too? I feel bad for him if he wasn't complete garbage, but here's hoping he manages to scrape himself together and get redeemed. Is it bad that I want all the V's to get redeemed just for Charlie to prove to Vox it's possible? But poor Husk, carrying fat nuggets, but at least he's got Cherry by his side, and here's hoping that Angel can come to his senses. But I was really happy for Cherry and Sir Pinchas, and Emily must be so happy sending the gift baskets back and forth. And finally, we end the season with a phone call from Charlie's mom. I can't wait to see her in the next season. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like down below. And while you're motoing around down there, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell for more. And make sure to go on over and subscribe to my awesome husband's channel, Cosas Partiner. It's a Spanish-speaking channel that does gaming how-tos, reviews, unboxings, and more. And well, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!
Goodbye.